You're holding a newborn, and without deciding to, your voice changes. The pitch climbs higher, the tempo slows down, your words stretch like warm taffy. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a tired voice probably asks, "Do I sound completely ridiculous right now?" That sing-song style has a scientific name. It's called parentese, and researchers have found that parents naturally slip into it across 33 distinct languages all over the world. Your baby's brain is wired to crave that specific sound, using it as a biological magnet to orient itself toward language as it develops. For years, the prevailing parenting advice has suggested that the key to a smart child was simply maximizing the total number of words poured into their ears every day. That expectation creates immense pressure for exhausted parents who are struggling to maintain a nonstop performance while just trying to survive the day. But parentese is distinct from baby talk. It uses real words, real sentences, and real grammar. The only difference is the exaggerated musicality of the delivery. When scientists looked closer, they found the real driver of brain development isn't the sheer volume of words washing over a baby. It's the specific acoustic delivery of those words. Think about a newborn's baseline acoustic reality. The world is a flood. Traffic outside, a humming refrigerator, two adults talking over each other. To a brand new ear, ordinary speech is fast, flat, and completely tangled. Shifting into parentese acts like an audio highlighter. That higher pitch stands out from the low ambient rumble of the room, making the language easier to track. This shows what happens when you stretch out vowels. The top jagged wave is normal adult speech, fast and compressed. The smooth wave below is parentese. Stretching these sounds pulls the vowels apart, carving out clean space. Babies must distinguish these isolated sounds to learn speech structure. Without realizing it, you are handing your baby a simplified, highly visible version of human language, acting as their first language tutor. The sound of that voice is only half the story. The high pitch and slow tempo also function as a social hook that invites the baby to interact. This creates a conversational turn. You say something and deliberately pause, waiting for a coo, a tiny wave, or holding your gaze. To see if these tiny turns leave a physical mark, researchers conducted a 2-year imaging study tracking the white matter inside toddlers' brains. They were looking for a process called myelination, where a raw neural pathway gets coated in a layer of insulation, allowing signals to travel faster. The data showed that toddlers who experienced frequent conversational turns developed significantly denser, stronger wiring in these language pathways. This structural development held true even after accounting for how much the adults around them simply talked. The back-and-forth turns were the primary driver of the growth. Leaving a silent pause for a gummy smile helps set the physical architecture of the pathways your child's words will travel on for years. It's easy to feel anxious about getting this right, especially when you're exhausted and lack a formal learning strategy. To test how easily this can be applied, researchers ran a study where they simply coached families to use their natural parentese and remember to pause for a response. By 18 months, the toddlers in the coached families produced nearly 100 words, compared to the roughly 60 words produced by toddlers in uncoached families. This early vocabulary creates momentum. The back-and-forth turns established in infancy predict how richly a child will speak and ask questions by the time they reach age 5. Dramatically boosting early language development requires no expensive apps or gadgets. It relies on a biological instinct you have likely been using all along. This science does not demand a non-stop performance. On the days when exhaustion takes over, survival mode is completely okay. The most effective moments happen during the mundane parts of the day, like a diaper change or pouring the bathwater, when you can initiate a tiny conversation about nothing at all. Lean into that high voice, stretch out the vowels, and then hold open a doorway of silence for your baby to enter. Utilizing that instinct and waiting for a response teaches a baby that their voice matters and that the world answers back, establishing the early rhythm of human connection.